On this episode of Travels with Bill, we're just west of Roblin, Manitoba at Lake of the Prairies. We're here to take a peek at the lake and to find out more about Ricker's Campground. If you're thinking of coming vacationing here, this is the episode for you, so stick around. You know, Lake of the Prairies wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Winnipeg, and I know we all like to get away from the city, but here, well, you're kind of in the middle of flood protection land for the city of Winnipeg. Lake of the Prairies is a very long lake. It's essentially filled in the bottom of the valley of the Assiniboine River. It runs for a big, long way, and hey, there's lots of fish in it too. But let's start off with the campground, because I'm getting kind of hungry. So this is what you'll see first of Ricker's Campground. It's the office, plus it's the convenience store, and of course the restaurant with some ice cream. The store itself is called Buckets, and you can see it's fairly well built and fairly recent as well. I was talking to the owner's daughter. She says it's been here 5 or 6 years. Well, it certainly doesn't even look that old, does it? It's in amazing condition. They seem to be Rough Riders fans, though. Saskatchewan is only a mile from here, so I guess we'll allow that this time. There's some neat fans outside. I want to show you just how cool they look. Isn't that neat? They're under the awning there, so they can keep you cool in the summer. Take a peek inside the building as well, so you know what to expect. There's lots of food here. When I was here, I tried the burger and fries. Very good crinkle cut fries, salted just perfectly and just crispy too. It was absolutely ideal. Well, quick washroom check, because I always like to show you where the washrooms are. You'll find at least one in here. There's more in the campground though, but if you're just visiting for the day and picking up some food on your way by, you'll probably make your pit stop there. Some souvenirs in store, lots of candy, but there's also some bait and tackle stuff here too if you're thinking of going fishing, and certainly a lot of people do that at Lake of the Prairies because there's some really good fishing here. Whether you have a boat or not, I'm going to show you a spot a little bit later on where you can fish off the shore. Oh, but let's talk food. Burgers, fries, chicken fingers, salads, and of course hard and soft ice cream. Look at the kitchen. Isn't it in beautiful shape? Well, they've sure done an amazing job inside here. Oh, and I wanted to show you this too. Look at this little boat launch donation box. Isn't that cool? Someone's a real artist. Well, if we hop outside for a moment, things stay cute out here too. Look at the little free library. It's so cool. If you've never seen one, there's a whole group of these all around North America. You can check out the free libraries and take a book, leave a book, do whatever you need. Seems like it's fairly well stocked too. You'll find everything in here from mysteries to some romance books, and then even down at the bottom, you'll find a bunch of kids' books too. So if the kids want to check out a book, even just for the afternoon and put it back, well, it's a great opportunity to do that. There's no library cards here, so you just take a book if you need a book, and if you have a book you don't need anymore, back it goes. Whether it's to this library or one of the other ones, you can find a whole list of free library locations online. Now here's something super popular with the kids. They've got a playhouse here for the kids, and on our visit, we actually had to wait a while to be able to take these pictures because so many kids were busy playing with it. It's cool. The kids will be begging you to come back once they find out this place exists, and not only is a playhouse, it's furnished inside too. Yeah, that's right, there's actually a little chair going on in here, and a table as well, so the kids will disappear in here. They might even eat their food in there and leave you alone for a few minutes. Of course, you're going to get told to come see. That's okay though, because it's actually kind of tall. An adult can stand up in here, so if you need to go in with the kids and see what's happening, you can certainly do that. Looks pretty cool. I think anybody would be happy to have a playhouse like this one, and certainly finding it at the campground where you stop here for some food, that's pretty neat. Outside, there's even a child-sized picnic table. Of course, there's some ones for mom and dad too. Lots of places to eat out here, so you can get your food, take it to go, and then have it at one of the picnic sites. Even a little bit of spot here where they can play some music, kind of a little stage built, and some really cool picnic tables in this section of the area too. Nice round ones so you can all see each other and sit together as a family. Well, in fact, we did that when we were here. We got the food inside, then we went out and ate outside, then we went back in for some ice cream after. Absolutely delicious. If you were thinking of being an entertainer here, well, I'm sure they would love to hear from you. Can you imagine, though, how cool it would be if you had your sound equipment set up on here and you're playing to the crowd? Right now, there's a picnic table up on this stage, but that could move off pretty easy. And then, well, you're under the roof, so your equipment's not going to get wet if there's a little shower. And look at this, a huge place for your audience to be while they enjoy the food from inside and a little bit of your entertainment on the outside. Ricker's Campground's on Highway 5, so we're not that far west of Roblin. You could also get here from Yorkton. This is actually one of the first things you see when you drive in. I wanted to show you to you because it's kind of cool too. Now you could go and have a picnic out here too, I suppose, but I do suggest, even if you're not doing the picnic thing, look at how well it's built because it's just kind of cool to see how they've made this, and look at everything about it. See that table? Almost looks like a duck, doesn't it? It's got a little beak sticking out there. Well, I guess that's maybe another seat. I'm not actually totally sure. I just know it looks really cool and worth walking around to take a peek at. Out at the back here, there's a little sitting area as well. And the whole thing made out of trees, actual real trees. And I know everything wood is made out of trees. I get that. But these are like original trees that haven't been changed very much, just shaped a little bit and then put together. That looks cute. Okay, now maybe not a lot of roof on it, I suppose. The rain would come in pretty easy, but it's neat. Do check this out. Look at that metal house, got them all hooked together there. That is some industrial style fastener, isn't it? You would see that usually inside like a big lodge or something, right? But here it is on the outdoors, looking just perfect. Now, we were here in the early spring. It was May long weekend, and it's been a bit of a wet year in Manitoba, so there's still some water running. I wanted to show you this just so you could hear the water running. Oh, listen to that sound of the brook babbling on by. The water comes from a little ways back. In fact, if you look here at the site, they've actually built kind of a berm to make sure the water comes around and doesn't get into the parking lot. Then it comes on down the rocks here and eventually ends up under the road, and off it goes towards Lake the Prairies, and pretty soon it too on its way to Winnipeg. But listen to that sound. Isn't that just the best part of camping, to hear the water? Well, this is sort of that parking lot area, but then I wanted to show you the campground as well. Rickers Campground has seasonal sites. They also have night camping sites. I guess you call them daily sites, but really you're staying overnight, aren't you? You can certainly check out their website to find out more about both of those opportunities, and you can even book the sites online. They'd, of course, be happy to have you here. They've got a lot of amenities, too. Flush toilets, showers, picnic tables, Wi-Fi, trailer and cabin rentals, a playground, laundromat, ice, security cameras, winter storage, kayak, canoe, pedal boat rentals, a dump station, fire pits, firewood, pets, 30 and 50 amp sites, seasonal sites, overnight sites, snack bar and restaurant, beach, pull-through sites, fishing, propane, gas, oil, fishing licenses, and even a boat launch. Did I mention the food part, though? The food is really good, worth coming even for the food. I know a lot of people come here just for day trips. They're not even necessarily going to go camping. They drive in, get some food, enjoy looking at the lake, maybe do some shore fishing, and then head on back home. Well, that's certainly a doable thing, too, but look at all the people who are obviously enjoying the campground on this May long weekend. See the golf carts running around? There were lots of those while we were here. They were having a blast coming back and forth and picking up food and giving people a ride around. That was pretty cool. So let's talk lake for a bit. Officially, this is the Shellmouth Reservoir. It was created when the Shellmouth Dam was built by the Prairie Farm Rehabilitation Administration. Construction started in 1964 and was completed in 1971 at a cost of $10.8 million. The dam itself is 70 feet high and 4,200 feet long. It's downstream here quite a ways. The reservoir is 35 miles long, and it stores over 390,000 acre-feet of water. You'll find campgrounds all along the lake, and right by the dam you'll actually find the Assisipi Provincial Park that has the provincial campground there as well. The reservoir started to fill in 1971, but it was actually the year after when construction was complete. The dam was built to slow down the amount of water that got to Winnipeg on the Assiniboine River, and to regulate the amount of water downstream. For example, on a dry year, water can be released from this lake to make sure there's enough water in the river for Brandon, Portage, and the agricultural users along the way. One day we'll do an episode specifically about how the Assiniboine water control systems work, including the dam at Shellmouth, this reservoir, and the dam at Rivers, and the dam at Portage la Prairie. You've got to be convinced by now this is a great campground to go see. You should be checking out their website right about now to see when you can book your spot, or at least making plans to come and get some of that food at the store. We're back here at Highway 5, and this is where I prefer to go shore fishing. You have to be careful of the rocks. They can get slippery if it's raining because they've got a little bit of yuck on them from when the water's higher. But usually I just park in here, walk on down, and then fish right off these rocks. In fact, one time we caught a rock bass here that was likely a master angler size rock bass, but we had it, and then we didn't have it anymore, and well, that's just how easily you don't get your master angler certificate. Certainly, though, some great shore fishing to be done here. If you have a boat, there's also a boat launch. Now, to use the boat launch, you head on into the campground office and pay them for one of the Rickers campground passes. You can park your boat and trailer there, put the boat in the water, and get off on enjoying Lake of the Prairies. Make sure you've got a full tank of gas, of course, because there's a lot of lake to explore. You can go miles either way here without any trouble at all. But one more peek quickly at the campground office and the little store, then back to the lake itself. There's lots of fish here, including walleye, yellow perch, northern pike, mooneye, burbot, rock bass, brown bullhead, white sucker, shorthead rednose, and common carp. Rock bass, by the way, are Saskatchewan's only native bass, and you'll find them in this lake. Technically, we're looking at Manitoba here, but Saskatchewan is just over my shoulder. We're that close to the line. This lake is in both Saskatchewan and Manitoba, so to fish here, obviously you need a fishing license, but it can be from either province because it's a shared water. Check your fishing guide for more details on that, and of course the limits and size restrictions for Lake of the Prairies. Have you subscribed to Travels with Bill yet? We'd love to have you as a subscriber on the channel, and while you're here, why not click the thumbs up button to let everybody know you liked the video and think they should come to see Lake of the Prairies. Well, that does it for us, for this episode at least. We'll see you next time. Farewell for now from Lake of the Prairies and Rickers Campground, just west of Roblin, Manitoba. We'll see you next time on Travels with Bill.